One video to bust all the dinosaur myths. These are misconceptions you've probably believed. Let's clear up the first big myth. Did dinosaurs really go completely extinct? Wrong. Only the non-flying dinosaurs went completely extinct. Modern birds actually evolved from theropod dinosaurs. In simple terms, birds are living dinosaurs, and crocodiles aren't living dinosaurs. At most, they're distant relatives. Now about fossils. Do you think dinosaur fossils are super rare and only found after years of digging? Not really. If you go to the right place, like the Hell Creek Formation in North America, fossils are everywhere. If you know what to look for, you might find fossil fragments in minutes. What's truly rare is a complete skeleton. After dinosaurs died, they were either eaten or destroyed by wind and rain. A fully preserved skeleton is basically a miracle. Some people also think dinosaurs were all gigantic. That's completely wrong. For example, some species were only about 30 centimeters long, about the size of a large rooster. Why do we mostly see big dinosaur fossils? Because big bones fossilize more easily. This is called preservation bias. Many small dinosaurs haven't been discovered at all. Were dinosaurs slow and clumsy? That's a myth from old movies. Many dinosaurs were athletic. For example, Carnotaurus could run up to 56 kilometers per hour, faster than Usain Bolt, and it weighed about as much as a rhino. Then there's Microraptor, a tiny dinosaur, about the size of a lighter, yet it could reach speeds of around 64 kilometers per hour. The asteroid impact that wiped out the dinosaurs. Was it the worst extinction event ever? Actually, no. The most terrifying one was the Permian-Triassic extinction about 252 million years ago. Over 90% of species, on land and in the ocean, vanished. Far worse than the dinosaur extinction. Even more surprising, Tyrannosaurus rex and Stegosaurus never lived at the same time. Many people think all dinosaurs lived in the same era, but that's not true. Stegosaurus lived about 150 million years ago, while Dingy Rex lived around 66 million years ago. They were separated by 84 million years. That's a longer gap than the time between T-Rex and humans. In movies, dinosaur roars sound terrifying, but the truth is, they're completely made up. We actually don't know what dinosaurs really sounded like. Take Parasaurolophus. It had a long, hollow crest on its head. Scientists used 3D models to simulate airflow through the crest, and the sound produced was like a deep horn. But that's still just speculation, not the real sound. Now about Dingy Rex. Do you think its tiny arms were useless? Totally wrong. Although the arms were only about 0.9 meters long, roughly the size of human arms, they were incredibly strong. Scientists estimate each arm could lift over 180 kilograms, much stronger than most humans. Another myth says dinosaurs look like lizards, covered in scales, and were all green. That idea is outdated. Scientists have found over 50 dinosaur species with feather evidence. Some had fluffy down, others had proper feathers. Pigments in fossils also show dinosaurs had complex colors, not just plain green. Then there are pterosaurs. They weren't dinosaurs. They were flying reptiles, closely related to dinosaurs, but on a different branch, basically like cousins. The plates on Stegosaurus' back weren't armor. Those plates were thin and fragile. They couldn't block attacks. The current theory says they help regulate body temperature, like prehistoric radiators. People also say herbivorous dinosaurs were gentle, and carnivores were savage. That's too simplistic. Carnivores like Dingy Rex only attacked when hungry or threatened. Most of the time, they were fairly calm. Herbivores often had to defend themselves, so they could actually be more aggressive. They weren't easy targets. Another myth says dinosaurs were irresponsible parents that laid eggs and left. But that's a misunderstanding. Scientists discovered large nesting colonies of Maiasaura. Fossils show they carefully care for their young. Old illustrations and toys often show their nostrils on top of the head, but that's incorrect. Current research shows their nostrils were at the front of the snout, just like most animals today. Another myth says dinosaurs drag their tails, but no dinosaur footprints have ever shown tail drag marks. Their tails were held up to help maintain balance. For example, a dromaeosaur's tail was stiff like a carbon fiber rod, helping it turn quickly. It definitely didn't drag on the ground. Were dinosaurs cold-blooded, like snakes? Not quite. Scientists found Haversian canals in dinosaur bones. These tiny blood vessel channels are typical of warm-blooded animals. Birds and mammals have them, which suggests many dinosaurs could maintain stable body temperatures, just like we do, meaning they were warm-blooded. Another claim says Brontosaurus never existed. That's actually a big mix-up. During the 19th century bone wars, two scientists rushed to name dinosaurs and ended up naming Apatosaurus and Brontosaurus. In 1903, scientists thought they were the same species, so the name Brontosaurus was dropped. But in 2015, research showed they were quite different, so the name Brontosaurus was restored. It really did exist. Another myth says, if prey doesn't move, Thingy Rex can't see it. That's pure nonsense. Thingy Rex had one of the best visions among land predators, about 13 times sharper than humans. Even if prey stayed still, it could still lock onto it precisely. When dinosaurs ruled the earth, were mammals all tiny and helpless? Not really. Most mammals were small, but some were fierce. For example, Trypanomamus, about the size of a badger, had dinosaur bones in its stomach. Another fossil shows it biting a dinosaur rib. Long before dinosaurs went extinct, some mammals were already eating dinosaurs. Early museum displays showed T-Rex standing upright with its tail touching the ground. A classic pose, but anatomically, that's completely wrong. Modern research shows Thingy Rex's spine was held horizontally, with its tail extended to maintain balance, not standing like Godzilla. After the asteroid impact 69 million years ago, did dinosaurs vanish instantly? Not exactly. The extinction process lasted decades or even thousands of years. Some small dinosaurs survived for a while in isolated areas, but eventually disappeared due to lack of food, similar to how woolly mammoths survived thousands of years longer. On Wrangel Island, cloning dinosaurs from DNA in amber is basically impossible. DNA breaks down quickly after an organism dies. Even under perfect conditions, after millions of years, it becomes unreadable. And dinosaurs went extinct 69 million years ago. However, scientists are studying bird DNA through reverse engineering. After all, birds are dinosaurs. Did Oviraptor really steal eggs? It was wrongly accused for 75 years. When the first fossil was discovered, it was lying on a nest of eggs. So people assumed it was stealing them. Later, scientists realized those were its own eggs. It died protecting its nest. A truly devoted parent. Another myth says dinosaurs grew slowly. Not true. Many dinosaurs had explosive growth during adolescence. For example, Thingy Rex could gain about 2.3 kilograms per day during its teenage years. Within just a few years, it could grow from chicken-sized to rhino-sized and almost rocket-like growth. Archaeopteryx is often called the missing link between dinosaurs and birds, but it's not a direct ancestor of modern birds. Evolution isn't a straight line. It's more like a branching tree, and Archaeopteryx is just one branch. Another myth says giant dinosaurs lived in water. Wrong. People once thought they were too heavy to stand on land, but their legs were thick and strong like elephants, perfectly adapted for walking on land. See, did this overturn a lot of what you believed?